What's up, guys? Matthew, you're getting ready to watch Season 2, Episode 8 of Mr. Robot. One of my favorite shows I'm currently watching. I love this so much. I am so excited to get into the episode. Obviously, this season has been incredible. The last, I made an okay prediction, I feel like. I mean, it might have been the most obvious thing possible, but I'm proud of myself. I feel like this season, it started off amazing, but, like, it's progressively getting even better, and that's, like... Woohoo, boy. I'm so excited. I do want to hop straight into it. I'll obviously yap a decent amount at the end of the episode. If you guys do like the video, drop a like, leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I have got the full-length reactions up on Patreon. I am very far ahead on Patreon if you're interested. The exact episode is currently in the YouTube comments, so check that out. And finally, the most important thing, if you do enjoy the content that I make for the channel, I would really appreciate it if you did subscribe. It really would help me out. Let's get into episode 8. I think that fucking episode, like, obviously it had no Elliot in it, and I love Elliot. He's obviously, you know what I mean? He's fucking Elliot. He's the main character. I love him. But I don't know. Something about that episode was really fucking good. I said it while I was watching it, but, like, that was the most, like, paranoid, scared, uncomfortable, like, panicky I've ever been in an episode, I think. That was great. That was fucking, like, I'm kind of shaking. I love the show so fucking much. Like, no, and really, like, that was the most, I think, I'm really thinking here, I think that was the most, like, contained episode, right? All we got was Dom and then F Society. We didn't get any, obviously, Tyrell or Joanna or Elliot or Mr. Robot, or, you know, we didn't get any of the prison stuff. So I really liked that episode. That was a really good episode. Let me talk about some, I got some people to talk about. So I really, the one thing that I'll start off with Angela, obviously, who I think is my favorite character. I don't know. This is one of those shows that I don't know if I have a favorite character as each episode goes by. I think I just love everyone equally in their own way. Because, like, Angela, I love. Dom, Elliot is obviously fucking Elliot. I love Darlene more and more as the episodes go on. And then, like, Joanna, Tyrell, fucking, oh, dude, yo, I love it. And then, like, Zhang, slash White Rose, I'm so intrigued in, too. So I do want to say, I think I said this a couple episodes ago, maybe last episode, I don't exactly remember, but I do want to point this out, and especially, this is going to be a weird sort of, a very weird connection. Obviously, I'm watching this a little ahead of a time, so maybe this reference is a little, slight bit, like 2 months outdated, but, I saw recently, like, people talking about, like, the Minecraft movie. That's a wild jump. Bear with me for a second. The Minecraft movie just came out recently by the time I had done this, and people were complaining about sort of the female characters in it and how they really were disrespected and sidelined and, you know, failing the Bechdel test and all that. I really do. I want to remind, like, going through my top 5, I think that Angela, Dom, and Joanna are 100% my top 5. And Darlene and, oh, why am I blanking? Darlene, there's another woman, ain't there? Yeah. But Darlene, like, you know what I mean? Like, this show has such strong fucking female characters. And I think that, like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't even know, like, if I have anything to say about it. It's just nice to see. It really is. It's not something, because I'm not a woman. I don't, like, I don't know how to describe it. This might be, but guys, I'm gonna get into some Mr. Robot theories, but I do want to say this. Like, I know a lot of people when they watch stuff, they want to see people like them. They want to, you know what I mean, whether it be minority or gender or whatever. And I think that this show really does a fantastic job at actually genuinely showcasing and highlighting and focusing on strongly written women characters. And I do want to point that out because, again, I want to repeat, some, like, 4 of my top, like, 6 characters in the show, like, this is fucking good, dude. But I want to go to Angela. I don't know. I have to overreact. Like, are these people actually talking to Angela like that? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. That's kind of, like, really fucking blatant. You know what I mean? Like, that's really blatant. And again, from an outside perspective, and I would even argue, maybe even from Angela's perspective as well, she does look like a sellout. She does look like a piece of shit. She does look like a bootlicker, you know what I mean? Who is only in it for the money. But at the same time, again, I'll get into sort of Angela's mindset and what the fuck's going on in her head in a second. But I mean, I like some of this stuff can't like her the way her dad spoke to her the other episode. That was so fucking, you know what I mean? And again, I don't want to repeat, like, I agree with them from an outside perspective. Like, yes, that is what it looks like, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just I don't speak to people like that. I've never had people speak to me like that. That's really fucking blunt. So maybe because again, and the reason I want to lean into like Angela's sort of mindset and why I fucking love her, I feel like her struggle is so fucking interesting because I don't know how to describe this. She's like she's bending right now. And I see the bending. I see the bending happening. I see that, you know what I mean? Everything's coming apart. Everything's doing this. I don't know whether the end point of the storyline is for it to break or if it is going to stay, you know what I mean? If it's going to stay strong. Because she's obviously, again, almost like a, I don't know, just like Elliot hacked E-Corp, you know what I mean? This is her sort of version of that. She's just doing it naturally, the right way. She's trying to rise up the ranks, you know what I mean? And she's trying to pull some schemes, and she's trying to do that. She's maybe a little out of her element in some cases, but I do assume that she has some devious plans in the end game. But I feel like that is such a large sort of step. You know what I mean? Such a large journey. I feel like maybe she went into it with the idea of, yeah, well, I'll do this and I'll do that and I'll make a deal with Price and I'll do that. And in like 2 months I'll be the top dog and I'll be able to change stuff from the inside. I think it's taking longer than she anticipated for her to get to the spot up top. And also she's not playing her cards perfectly. So she's sort of like, you know what I mean? She's like, I feel like those words that are being spoken to her, calling her a traitor or whatever, or bootlicker, I kind of feel like she's those are herself talking to her. I don't want to, again, I don't want to call her Elliot crazy because I like that's a jump. That is a big jump, and I don't know if the show would do, you know, sort of that again, or with like anyone, like Darlene too. Darlene, I kind of get the same vibes of like, can I rely on her as a narrator? Is what she's seeing actually happening? Is what she's saying actually happening? Obviously, there, you know, with Mr. Robot, there's always hidden motives and stuff that I don't know and stuff that I haven't seen. So obviously that plays a part of it. But I mean, like, those conversations, they're so fucking blunt to me. I genuinely don't know if they're real. I cannot tell. I really cannot tell. But I want to repeat. I love Angela. Like, I really do. And going on deeper into that sort of bending thing that I was talking about. Either she is going to succeed. You know what I mean? She is going to pull some scheme or whatever. And obviously, she's already sort of caught up in that society and that. But I really do feel like at some point, because the Dark Army shit, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like this is like I gotta like go into like lore and shit here. Like, what is their plan? Is Zhang's plan the same exact thing as Elliot, just at a higher sort of freight, a higher importance, a higher anything? Or is it completely different? Is there something that I can't even fathom that the plan is? Is like would Philip be involved somehow? Is that like some, again, I don't know, saying like sabotage something to save it, if that makes any sense? Purposefully sabotage, you know, something and then save it so it looks like a phoenix and you look like a savior in the eyes of, I don't know, maybe this is some sort of like, yeah, I don't want to, because they had that sort of conversation at the end of season 1, makes them look like closer than I would think. I could see a world in which there is some sort of, like, they're working together to, I don't know how to describe it. Like, from Price's perspective, I could see a world in which he uses this as some sort of like send off to be like a president, like, you know what I mean, like using his success here as a way to rise up the ranks of politics. And if that would happen, Zhang would have an ally at the very top of the government in the United States. I don't know how it would other than that partnership, I don't know how it would directly benefit him, because like it wouldn't help him money wise, because in order to rise like a phoenix, Philip would have to get money back or have to save the day, if that makes any sense. But I don't know, there's something going on there, obviously. There's I don't know, with Angela, either she, sorry for jumping around, with Angela, she's either going to, you know, do her mission, she's going to rise up to the top and she's going to change something and happy ending, this, that, Or what, quite honestly, I think I kind of want to happen from an entertainment standpoint, not from like a best interests of Angela, but from a like, yeah, ooh, I kind of want her to like, I want her to break. She's already breaking at the seams. She's sort of like tearing at the seams. She's sort of like getting hostile and violent, belligerent, and all that. And but I don't know. I don't want to say something as evil as I hope she turns evil. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But what was I what show was I watching? Oh, I was watching The White Lotus. And just to give sort of a mindset of Angela, maybe I'm not going to go into any spoilers. Just give a rough storyline. There's a character who is sort of nice and you're poor, middle class, and happy and helps people, and has a storyline of her, getting money, getting a large sum of money, not necessarily turning into a bad guy, but like when you're start down here and you go up here, everyone who's down here thinks, well, if I was up there, I would help people, I would do this, I would give people money, I would do that. But when you finally get to that position, you kind of realize, you look around, you look down, you kind of like the power up there, you kind of like the money, you kind of like the feel. I kind of want Angela to go down that route in some sick and twisted way. Again, I want to say this purely, I love Angela for two different reasons. I love Angela as in like she's a sympathetic character, and I love her and I care about her, and I think that her struggle is very human. But also at the same time, and the reason why I think she's still my favorite character, that fucking, I don't know, the bitchy side, you know what I mean? The fucking scheming, the sort of, those minutes, she's very unconfident, but when she gets some confidence and sort of steps up to someone, and even if she doesn't play the cards right, it's still fucking badass for some reason. I don't know why. But, oh my god, dude. I love Angela so much. I'm going to move on to Darlene, who, I'm going to be honest, and I think I've spoken about this. I love Darlene. I think that Darlene's an amazing character, but I think before this episode, she was like, a clean 5, or not a 5, a clean like 6 or 7, around there. This episode, I think, moves her up a couple spots. I really liked her this episode, and I think it's because I'm really sort of, like, shit's falling. She's not in a good position here. She is not in a good position. I could see a world in which, again, the Mr. Robot sort of juggles so many plot lines in relatively shorter episodes than like what I would have expected. Like a show like this, I would expect like hour and 10-minute long episodes. But they're able to sort of juggle so much stuff. My thought process would be that there always has to be some sort of problem that we start out with, if that makes sense. Season 2, obviously, Elliot is in prison. Could I see a world in which Darlene is either imprisoned or... Oh, no. Maybe she's imprisoned by the FBI, because obviously I'll talk about, she is fucked with this FBI shit. Or also maybe she's sort of kidnapped by the Dark Army, and sort of maybe they use that to sort of get Elliot to work. You know what I mean? Like do stuff for them. Because the other thing, they were talking about at the end, going to stage 2 of the plan or whatever. And obviously Elliot's being watched in prison, is step 2 of the plan. Oh, well, it's Mr. Robot. It's a show about Elliot. I would assume that he is involved in the plan somehow. But again, the Dark Army, and specifically Jean, feels so much higher up, so many levels above that I don't feel a partnership or anything like that. I feel like they're puppeteering. They're going to try to puppeteer Elliot as best they can. Sorry, I'm jumping everywhere. Going to Darlene, she's fucked here, dude. She's fucked. She's got all this evidence on her with this body. What else? There's more. That fucking, that VHS that showed her taking the mask off, that kind of scares me too. That kind of scares me. And then also, well, I'm just thinking here too, because I know Dom is, you know what I mean? Dom talks to the guy with the fucking gun. So, I'm sure he 100% gave the name. I'm 100% positive that he gave the name. So that's on her ass, okay? And Dom, the way Dom's looking at this fucking picture too, I mean, it's nothing I can pick up on. Like, I don't see any sort of exact specifics of who it is. But like, I don't know if she's gonna see a bracelet or ring. Was she wearing the rings? Ooh, they focused on the rings when she was at the pool. Was she wearing the rings? Fuck. I kind of want to go back, but I don't want to go back. That's a thing too. I don't know if you guys can tell. I know that Mr. Robot is chock full of foreshadowing and parallels and symbolism. And specifically, I'm so excited to go back and watch season 1, episode 4, because so many people have told me like, "Hey, dude, it's there. It's all there." But I don't want to go back and watch it because I want to experience everything for the first time. I don't want to like. I obviously, you know me. I like to theorize. I like to make predictions. I like to do this, but I don't want to like frame by frame fucking try to solve this shit. I want to be shocked by some things. But also, like with the Dom stuff, I want to repeat. I think that Dom is really fucking good. Like, she's so fucking perfect at her job, and she is onto some good stuff here. But the guy above her, I don't even think I have his name. Like, he's kind of got some points, but also at the same time, you know, going back to that Philip and Jean conversation I was having, he might be on the payroll too. You know what I mean? Like, you kidding me? You kidding me? Because he's sort of like kind of, but he like I really want to say this, like, he's kind of pushing her away from some stuff, but like, it's from an outside perspective, this shit kind of does look crazy. You know what I mean? So like, I wouldn't believe some of the shit she's doing or she's finding out, but I don't know. He would be smarter than me. He really would. And even thinking, I may be mistaken. I'm gonna be honest. Because I don't really. This is the first time I've focused on him, that guy, as a character. Is that the same guy who was supposed to be at the shootout area and was? Am I speaking out of my ass here? Or was that a different character, or did that not happen at all? Or am I? So I think someone was supposed to be there and they just didn't show up because out of luck. What do I read into that? As like he was warned or he was tipped off of something? That's something I might have to look up. Again, this is the first time I'm really focusing on him as a character, just thinking about him because of his, you know, close proximity to Dom. Now I should have been focusing. I should be focusing on everyone, really. That's a fuck up on my mistake, but I'm gonna have to pay more attention to him. But anyway, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm jumping around. This is a bad conversation. With the Darlene stuff, you just saw Dom do some heavy research into Mobley, finding some impossibly small, little, tiny crumb. Okay, and I feel like they've built it up because that's the thing with Mr. Robot. They do a really good job at foreshadowing and sort of bringing up a problem that becomes really big later. The Angela stuff and Elliot, that was from like a movie or a show that they watched when they were younger. I don't know how that would immediately connect into Elliot and Darlene. You know what I mean? I don't know if they were like a fan club or whatever. But I can immediately see her making that connection. I'm surprised that no one has made that connection already, like on the internet, on like the interwebs, Reddit, or 4chan or some shit like that. Like, hey, these guys are ripping off this. I don't know. But yeah, that mask is from something. I would be intrigued to see if they could Dom could find that connection somehow. This going into the Mobley and the Trenton stuff, I really like that. I really like that. I want to repeat, like, again, they're not innocent people. They're cyber terrorists. But for some reason, like, I felt more connected to them than any character, like paranoid wise, like for their well being. Like, I don't know. I care about him for some reason. Like, there's one that it's not a complaint. I don't want anyone to think it's a complaint. But like, one of my things in the first season was like, I was surprised they didn't focus on any of the other members of the group that much. I kind of wanted some of that focus. And I feel like we got that this episode. And you know, we've gotten some sprinkles of their relationships and their past and their family life and all that. But so where the fuck is Mobley? And who's confronting? Dude, they're doing a repeat of the fucking season 1 door ending. You know what I mean? Who the fuck showed up at that place at the coffee shop? Because it's not Mobley. It's not Mobley. I'm not falling for that shit. Who would it be? Who would give that reaction? Darlene? But like, even like, no, because I didn't even talk about the Darlene stuff with Cisco at the end. But so okay, I'm gonna pause on the Trenton stuff. I'll be right back because I do want to finish speaking about Darlene with this the Cisco stuff that I forgot to talk about. I'm really sorry for bouncing around. I got a lot of thoughts. This was a really good episode. Like, this was a surprisingly good episode. The whole point of the last couple times we saw Cisco, and especially with the fucking needle up the thing, is that Cisco cares about Angela. Not Angela. Jesus. Cisco cares about Darlene. So I don't think that it immediately turn around and be like, I'm actually an evil spy the whole time. There has to be ulterior motives. Is it just as simple as like, hey, I'll watch her, I'll pay attention to her, show you that I've got her close to me as long as you don't hurt her? You know, would that be it? Or like, I don't know. Because also, like, is it okay to hurt Cisco? He's connected to the Dark Army, you know what I mean? So like, would they be okay with hurting that? I don't know. I feel like Darlene is about to get absolutely bum-fucked up the ass the next couple episodes. Got FBI on her, got the Dark Army coming, and then Elliot, I would assume, is getting out of jail pretty soon. Any episode now, so not that he would like fucking pound her down or anything like that, but would be like, hey, what the fuck is going on out here? You're fucking up my shit. I don't know. I'm intrigued by that. But going back to the Trenton and the Mobley stuff, who would show up? Because it's not Elliot because he's in jail. Tyrell? I don't know what the fuck's going on with Tyrell, man. Where the fuck is he? Is he kidnapped by the Dark Army? That was my first sort of theory, but like I don't know. Where is he at? He's close to Joanna, but in what, like, is he there on his own free will? Is he at the apartment? Like I said, that would be, again, that's the only sort of semi-theory I can come up with to where Tyrell is, because it was such a recurring location in the first season, and it's not been brought up at all. It would be the perfect sort of, hey, just stay in my house, lay low until I get back out of prison. But I don't know, maybe they took his house? How does that work? If you're, hold up, Paul, life lesson. If you're living in an apartment and you get thrown in jail for 6 months, and you, like, where do they put your shit? They just throw it to the curb if you can't pay? Or do you prepay your rent? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know who would show up, because again, it's 100% not Mobley. Very scared Mobley might already be dead. Dude. Oh, what an episode. Is there anyone else I would like to speak about? Ollie still has to, I'm looking at my character list here. Ollie's like, the thing I love about Mr. Robot, it leaves you like hints that like, hey, this small little detail is going to come back. That's why I'm so paranoid about like the rings that we're focused on, or like, you know what I mean, some like the evidence and shit like that. Why, like, Elliot said his name was Ollie in the season 1 finale. That has to come back. That has to play a part of something. And then I forget what else, but like, I forget. There was another piece of evidence that was on Ollie in season 1 that I was like genuinely like, okay, this has got to come back. I forget what it is right now, but it's like there's evidence all surrounding him. He's got to come back. It's got to come back on him somehow. And he's already talking to the FBI in capacity. We can throw everything on him somehow. We really could. I don't know. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. A great episode. I love Dom. I didn't talk about Dom that much. Just, this is gonna sound, right now I don't feel like I've gotten a big focus on Dom's character and her personality. I know some of her traits, but I mean I don't really feel like I've gotten a big sneak peek into her personal life, because she seems very work related. So I only really speak to her in terms of like badassery and how she's amazing and how I fucking love her and how she's awesome and how I love her. So I have nothing really more to like theorize or add to it. I mean, but here's the thing, and the thing I'll leave the conversation on. It can't, because it's Mr. Robot, it's not as simple as fucking Dom is doing her job. Like, there's got to be some ulterior motive. I would have to think, maybe, you know what I mean? Like other than the conversation with Zhang, well, that's where we got some sort of lore and some all that. But I mean, like, there's got to be something else. There's always something else with Mr. Robot, and I probably missed it already. So I don't know. I really appreciate you guys for watching. That was a fantastic episode. That was a really fucking good episode. I will see you guys in a week, right? Yeah, I'll see you guys in 1 week on YouTube. If you guys like the video, leave a comment. I've got the Flying Corrections up on Patreon. I am most likely a very large amount of episodes ahead by now over there. If you check the YouTube comments, it'll say the exact episode I'm currently on, if you're interested. And most importantly, if you do enjoy the content that I make for the channel, I would really appreciate if you did subscribe. It really does help me out. I'll see you guys.